So it's 6:32 a.m. Saturday, February 2nd, 2013. So what? You know, first thing I need to explain to you is I'm not a perfect king. I mean, I smoke way too much dope. I smoke so much dope, I don't even get high on it anymore. I do a little. But I know if I renounced pot from Monday to Friday, and if I smoke pot on Friday night, I get really high. Magnificently high. So why do I trade a magnificent high, which would cost me a little bit of discipline, really I trade a sacrament for a daily half-ass buzz? So I do stupid things. I do, and I'm your king, and this terrifies me. Because what I do affects you, and what you do affects me too. Let me show you something here. Now, you know, I do stupid things. I told you this before, right? And like, I don't always take care of things the way I should, and so a couple weeks ago, I bought a bottle of bleach for cleaning my floors and stuff, and so I didn't pay attention to how I tossed this bottle in my cupboard, and it landed on some of my clothes. A little bit of it dripped. Not much, but something. Now, I want to remind you, this is the same stuff we put in drinking water. We feed this to our children and ourselves. Okay, now, so this was just a regular store-bought bleach for use in laundry and stuff. So I want to show you what this stuff does to clothes. Now, these are a pair of underwear that at one time I theorized might last me another year. Now, I could pretend I purchased them at Victoria's Secrets and try and sell this, but they generally have finer stitching around the outside of their apertures. I would theorize. Anyway, so this would kill bugs. Can we say this? I mean, there's not much left in here of anything. You got this? This is just a little bit dribbled on my clothes. Now, granted, we're not drinking that stuff in the same solution that it dribbled on my clothes, but we're drinking it for 40, 50 years. Every day. A little bit of that every day, I submit, isn't fertilizer for optimum health. Can we say this? And as your king, like, I think this sucks, but I get to win after you do. You know? So I want you to win a lot. Because basically, in a lot of ways, I'm a selfish prick. Like, I like to win. I do. I don't like losing stuff, you know. I don't mind spending things, but just to lose because I'm stupid, it bugs me. And, you see, I'm glad that not everybody's like me. I really, really am, believe me. But, you know, there's some things that I think like we could have in common that wouldn't necessarily bore us to death. Okay? So for instance, discovering stuff that's true requires that I, first off the bat, allow my prejudices to take a back seat. This is hard to do, because I got some really sweet prejudices. And I'm really prejudiced against my kids consuming poison of any kind for any reason whatsoever. I don't care if corn grows better with it. Understand? Like, when you sign up to be a farmer, my grandfather farmed his whole life from the time he was a boy. His dad taught him how to farm, and he never used chemical fertilizers. He used cow shit from the barns. I know. I helped put on the field. And he died a pretty wealthy guy, and he gave a lot of stuff away through his whole life. He died the wealthiest guy he knew personally, I would theorize. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But he had 7 kids that lived, or 6 that lived. And 6 or 7 kids that lived. And he took care of them all. He did. I don't know how far I went in school, maybe grade 8. You could read, right? Add, subtract, multiply, divide, I theorize. But he was a good man. He just did the right thing. And you know what? Doing the right thing is profitable. Like, even though it doesn't seem like it is at the time, it makes no sense whatsoever to do the right thing quite often, for me, anyway. It looks like absolutely the worst idea anybody could possibly imagine. But it's right. And so you do it. And things work out. When I do what isn't right, things kabungle-funt. Like, always. No, maybe you're different than me. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that. Like, I've been watching a lot of you, and I've been watching to see, well, what does the thief really win? Because I've been looking at this over the years. I didn't like stealing. My whole life, I just didn't like it. Except when I was a kid, because I wanted some attention. So I figured, well, maybe if I stole something in a store, somebody might chase me. And nobody ever did. Now I found stealing could be profitable, and gave it up as a bore around 11 or 12 years old. And I didn't return some things, like a pair of skis that somebody left laying on the ground. I could have, and I should have, and I never used them. So, doing the right thing, I have found through the scientific process of elimination and deductive, enlightened deductive reasoning, that bears inescapable empirical evidence that supports doing the right thing profits me, and doing the expedient thing, maybe I get to tread water for a bit. Not likely. I'm starting to slide. What's that? Not being royalty isn't all it's cracked up to be, let me tell you. But it's better than being mud. It is. You know, I whine and complain. Like nobody can bitch like I can. No woman on this earth can bitch the way I can. Believe me. Ask Ella. I could win a lottery and find something to complain about. You understand? So, I'm not a perfect man. I'm not a perfect king. I'm not a perfect anything. You know, but I am your king. You know, and this is how it is. And I need to get through to you. Understand? I don't want your money. You know, if I could do this job incognito, I would. I don't want your fame really either, but I'm going to have it because I need to communicate with you. Understand? This is not smart to drink. Understand? Booze is better for you to drink than this. Better to give your kid fucking whiskey that doesn't have chlorine in it than water that does. You know, it'll cost you maybe $100 a year to get this out of your water. You're so polluted, your fucking groundwater now that you have to have it to kill the microbes that dance in it. You know, like imagine drinking 1,000 of your best friend's piss and shit. You see, one at a time is different than 1,000 together. It's like cow's milk. You have your own cow on your own farm, you drink that milk, not much is going to happen to you. But when you start sucking on the tits of 1,000 cows or 100 cows and you mix all that shit together, it's going to produce things like coughing disease, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis doesn't affect cows. It does affect humans. And so cows, it is theorized house tuberculosis, or potentially house tuberculosis bacteria. But I would suggest to you that what's more likely is that the combined milk, you take 100 women and you suck their breasts, okay, and they're lactating, so you suck their breast milk and you mix that all together and then feed it to some kid, it's not going to be the same as his own mother's milk. Now, you can't just replace shit and expect the same result. Cow's milk is not the same as a woman's breast milk for a kid. And no matter what Johnson & Johnson fucking claims to the contrary, they can't come close to it. In flavor, in nutrients, and in benefits to your kid and you. And the bonding that occurs. Like, think of it. We got lunatics and fucking imbeciles running around ragged today. And I would suggest to you most have been fed on a plastic nipple. You know, people need mummies, and people need daddies that care about them enough to at least feed the fucking kids the way they're supposed to be fed. You do this shit for convenience. Mother doesn't like having her tits leaking all over the place, and she says, well, fuck, cut the kid off, you know, it's 4 months, you know, 2 weeks. Fuck, I don't want to have this at all. Shove a plastic nipple into his mouth. Piss on him. This is motherhood. Your kids belong to you. The way you belong to me. And, like, I want you healthy and I want them healthy. In every way that exists. And so, to pervert things isn't health. Can we say this? So, like, so if I'm interested in perverting you so that I can win, misdirecting your cognition so that it appears that there's a benefit to you in doing business with me, but really, I'm here to scoop your testicles without you noticing. Now, see, there are those people who are currently incarnated who live beyond the pale of human daring and move wholeheartedly into the provinces of hell, basically, aloneness of unprecedented proportion. And so when that occurs, they have tremendous needs for security. So they anything that looks like it will help them be secure, they will worship. So money, gold bullion, silver, guns, political influence, whatever is going to make me feel unafraid of this chaos around me. I'm going to worship. Who's in it? I would. And so this chaos has really sought to do a lot of damage to me, and it didn't succeed. And it tried to damage me with lies and bullshit. And you see, if they had any truth to any of their assertions whatsoever, they wouldn't be hiding right now. They would come and debate with me. They would put their best foot forward, but they're afraid to stick their toe in this water. Understand? Oh, 100%. Not a murmur. The Attorney General, the fucking Premier of my province quit. The Attorney General of my province quit. Disappeared. They think they're going to disappear in the woodwork and we'll forget all those sweetheart deals. You know what? Start giving it back. Dalton. Get rid of it. It's going to weigh you down and you know it. Just do it. You know it needs to be done. This is not the time to be a wimp, Dalton. I forget the name of the previous Attorney General of this province, but he's not going to do you no good neither. I'm coming after you. So, yeah, the disease is over and the bullshit's over, and this is why. This is why. You know, I can't be sitting around watching you do this to yourself. I'm your dad, and it irritates me. No end. So, this again is your setup.